as even though the standings might not suggest it, with the nosedive that Sandbox took at the end, I am still firmly in belief that this is a team that can, or in Sandbox rather, that can upset out of nowhere. But T1, when it comes to them firing on all cylinders, they look like one of the best teams in the LCK. And that is something that has been very hit or miss, and also why we should talk in more detail about the change that, of course, they have with Teddy coming in today. Because I think that for Live Sandbox, that is a thing that is going to terrify you. Because even with Sandbox looking as good as they did, the way that they won this last series against T1 was with this exact play.
And it was Effort wearing the Alistair skin of his opponent's colors as well. That one, I believe, belongs to Wolf. So certainly Effort earning the right to use that skin, though, after all of his time spent on SKT himself. Now, of course, T1. But as you can see in summer, as we were talking about before, 4-1 in favor of Live Sandbox. A little bit closer towards the end of the season, which is where you were talking about. The slight slump towards the end of the season for this team. As Keria versus Effort, I absolutely love this matchup. For me, these are the two best performing supports of this season.
For Keria, I'm not going to argue with you, because why would I? That would make me look silly, because Keria is it's without a doubt, I think, the strongest support we have in the
maybe even the strongest player that we have in the
LCK. No, you can make an argument for that, genuinely. I don't think he has any match. I think Effort is definitely top 3. I think it'd be between him and Callan. But Effort, I think, has been more important than Callan, because Effort's roams, and look at that, there we go.
Yeah, it doesn't spend a lot of time on the bottom side.
And it's something that is the main reason, in my opinion, why Live Sandbox in the mid part of the season looked so dominant. Because I think later on teams got a little bit better at actually taking into account where Effort was, where did he go. But at the beginning, he won so many games single-handedly just by catching people off guard.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Let's have a look at this mid matchup. Victor versus Lucian is what we're going to be zooming in on here. But as we can see, the matchup, not too bad for Fate here, as you can see. I love that Fate is actually named after Twisted Fate, and probably because he saw Faker playing it. That's what I have in my mind, because of course, Faker probably the most famous Twisted Fate player since Messiah, and just really, really cool that there is sort of that.
You can say that for so many champions, though, Atlas, because we're looking
at
his rise, right?
And, and his Azir, and things like that. You know.
We can go on and on. And the Rise, I think, is going to be one of the most hotly contested picks today, because it is one of the things that allows T1 to play that extremely decisive, snowbally early game style that they've been so adept at. But it's also something that Live Sandbox have used to great efficiency. That mid lane prio enables Oner and Croco, both very aggressive junglers, and if he's unlocked, Keria, and regardless of whether or not he's unlocked Effort, because he's going to leave anyway. He doesn't really care.
Very much looking forward to how this one's going to go. But as we can see, playoffs roster here: Kana, Cuz, Faker, Teddy, Keria, Zeus, Oner, Closer, Gumushi, and Hoyt. This isn't, of course... This one is impossible to call. I feel like with Nongshim and Freaka, Freaka had a really strong game, but that result never really came, I think, as a big surprise. Nongshim also really growing in that series. With this one... Sometimes you do have to look towards the past in order to learn more. And as you can see, the fans do agree with that. 83%, obviously, T1, certainly, the fandom...
it's a staple.
Fake is bringing it to them early here, as his Azir will be dusted off and brought into the mid lane.
Keria with agency rather is something that I think we all love to see in the LCK.
I'd agree.
Now, Galio, definitely a nice one here. But I gotta say...
I think the cow fits...
but there's still ample scaling, right? And yeah, I don't love playing Kalista.
This is not great. As Teddy, of course, with a Frost Shot, going to be very happy. Even manages to get the ward down. There's the flash. The follow flash comes through, and Teddy, welcome back to the main roster. First blood solo kill finds him, and there's just nowhere to walk.
Is the Kalista such a nuisance, or the Ashe rather such a nuisance to the Kalista as?
이거 쭉 가도 되나 이거? 쭉 가도 되나? 이거 무빙 좀 해줘. 이거 무빙 좀 해줘. 무빙 좀 해줘. 땄어 이거 땄어 이거 땄어. 나이스. 네이스. 예, 캐리. 나 이거 롱토드랑 핑하 할 수 있다.
So he should be okay. Actually kiting around the other side as there's the slicing Maelstrom. Summit in so much trouble. The Nabar's almost up, but he needs one more auto. And now Croco getting chased down. This cannon is so powerful. Mark of the Storm's going to work out as Faker not going to go for the ult. As Oner now diving on forward, Fate is going to get stunned up, but is going to be able to push them away as Summit going to get some flashes, but doesn't invest the ulti himself. Some very low health bars on both sides. But no one to go down just yet as now Teddy chasing effort. The eye's going to get poked of Shelly, and she's down very low already. Croco pretty far away from this one. Moonfall in hand. There's the smite. As Carrier going to move on forward. The arrow will connect, and there's no... Oh my goodness! Into the backline goes the cannon. The lightning is cutting them down. The Emperor's Divide's beautiful. The Wombo combo amazing from T1 as Fate will have to flash away. Summit in trouble as well, and the flashes to follow Fate will mean that he can't get out, and Teddy claims another.
And that's a disastrous turn for Liv Sandbox, and honestly, a beautiful play by Connor. And this goes back to, Faker?
Yeah, Faker in trouble here as Summit looking to try and lock him down. He will be able to do so. So, Summit getting some revenge here on the Emperor of Shurima on the top side.
No need to get overexcited, but this is really nice considering T1, the match that they lost, with a same fight like this against Hanwha, where the flank wasn't enough, right? Where Kana couldn't find the angle. But here, it's beautiful. You know, the setup is great. He flashes over the wall, sets it up for the rest of his team. Again, Teddy clearly showing that he has come to play the video game, hasn't in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's been taking a holiday and clearly feeling very refreshed as. Yeah, just not respecting Summit's nod. This is what you get as Faker.
As now Effort chasing after, does get the flash forward as there's the Moonfall from Croco. Teddy going down very, very low as Faker is in position. Teddy still alive for now as the culling comes through, but Fate can't walk through the wall, and Teddy, he's out of there. Now the rest of T1 trying to survive Emperor's Divide. Not necessarily working fantastically, but Effort will eventually go down. And Teddy, he's still alive somehow, wandering up through the forest as now Kana trying to get out of this one. He is going to get smashed down there by Summit with the wallop as Oner is going to flash after him. There's the stun, there's the kill, and the possession will come through afterwards, and Oner gets revenge.
His rent resets, isn't able to get a lot more done as Effort is...
Oh dear. Yeah, Effort could be in trouble here. Doesn't have his unbreakable will. There's the exhaust. They do back away. Teddy actually getting out of there. Will give the kill over to Oner potentially, but no, Effort is just given a way out. Nope, the stun comes through.
And he just wants to shove, right?
Yeah.
And while this is happening, Faker's also doing the same thing. And you can see that they're aware that this is happening. When they see Effort run in for as long as he does, they know. They know he's coming. Croco dies relatively quickly in that fight. Prince not able to actually find Teddy. And then you just have a bunch of low health bars. Fate doesn't have the effective range, throws his calling, which is nice, but doesn't get enough done. And again, Summit trying his very best to salvage a tough situation. Picks up a kill, but then goes down himself as well. And this is also the type of situations where a Viego gets so much value. It's not even like it's Oner winning these fights.
No.
But you know that the moment someone on your team dies, winning them becomes almost impossible.
This is where a win more champion like Viego looks really broken. Yeah, Vicky very close to having his ult back up. Carrier's got his, lands it pretty nicely there onto Prince. Now the counter engage to come through as Carrier suffers only half of his health bar, but decides he wants to go back in again. Flashes away. Prince is going to keep himself alive as Teddy off to the side will get Fate's called for the knock-up. The arrow is going to connect, but it's onto Effort, who had his ulti, but I think the T1's wallets are just a little bit too heavy. As into the backline goes Kana and eviscerates the members of Liv Sandbox, still here standing. As Effort now just trying to clop his way towards the top side of the map.
Starting at literally level 1, and then look here as well, right? Because this is their bot lane just setting up. Like this 3-man unit is showing exactly that. What I was afraid of for T1 in this game 1, not happening. Teddy, he doesn't care. He's healing forward aggressively into 4 people, Atlas.
No, he was avoiding the culling by moving towards Fate and shooting him. Worked out pretty well.
Just murdered him.
I know, it's ridiculous.
And then,
yeah, let's have a look at Oner one
알리
more
볼게
time.
알리. 다이애나. 볼만해? 잡았어.
Just like
QE on the minion wave, and then he also had Croco's Proto Belt, because why not? That's a thing the champion does.
yeah, that's the thing you can do.
But you can't draft this same type of comp.
Oh, Arrow will connect there onto Fate. There's the chain CC and an extraordinarily dead Lucian, and now Oner has decided that he wants to be the champion. Prince going to be taken down as well. The possessions will continue. It's a possession procession here in the mid lane as T1 will move over to the Baron. But I liked the attempt. Here's a flash forward though, not going to find the stun as Oner's going to get headbutted out of there. Carrier now possibly in trouble as the Emperor's Divide lands onto so many, and into the backline goes Canna Summit, looking for Teddy, but now he has to get out of the way. Teddy flashes after him, the wallop comes through, but Teddy, oh, he's going to fall in the end. Avoids the boulder, but can't avoid the massive auto attacks here of the Gnar. Meanwhile, the rest of T1 will mop the floor with Liv Sandbox. So it was all a cunning ruse in the end. And now, with this Baron buff and multiple siege minions, they're looking to try and break these Nexus turrets. It's only Summit and Croco left available. No Moonfall, no Gnar available either. It looks like it is just going to be both of the Nexus.
Flashing after him over the wall. Probably not quite the right call, but I think
sometimes you're just feeling it, Chronicler. You know, you had those moments before where you're just feeling it. I'm feeling the flash into melee range against Mega Gnar as Ashe. This is going to be the best move. But this follow-up, this answer to all of the pressure that was put onto Carrier, really beautifully done as Oner just happily underneath some Nexus turrets. Meanwhile, this was a little bit of an issue.
It's not going to prevent me from voting for POG for it, but it should, because you should not do this, Teddy. And he knows.
They'd won the game prior, so I guess maybe this isn't as important, but I agree with you. This was a beam so extraordinarily far, as now we're going to have possibly the final fight. As there's the Emperor's Divide to get rid of Effort. He's thrown away Fate's Call. Will keep him alive, but it's not going to work out for Croco, as Canna with his slicing Maelstrom moving towards him doesn't really do too much with it. However, stops anyone from being able to attack T1. There is no defense for this Nexus, and T1 will obliterate Liv Sandbox in Game 1 of this best of 5.
We even see the flex there, the Sandbox logo coming out, and welcome back, Teddy.
Yeah, that was a way to come back. Wow.
And you saw the Ashe Leona, you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, and also the way that Croco was suffocated out of so many resources as well. I think the bottom lane having the lead that it did meant that they were able to just walk up the river, collect the Rift Sculler. That's so much more money that Croco didn't have access to.
풀렸고
빨리 들어가자.
아래 배가 풀렸고
다이나 마크 중이야.
괜찮아 빨리 들어왔고 괜찮아
다이나
볼게. 다이나.
왼쪽 이겼어. 왼쪽 이겼어.
네.
나 살았어. 와줘.
가운데 앞으로 가운데.
보고 힘들어. 먹어.
타고 가자. 타고.
내가 잡을 수 있나?
야, 끝내지 봐봐.
내가 잡을 수 있나?
야씨 나 왜 이렇게 잘하냐
아 미안한데 1레벨. 아 오케이 여기까지. 내가 잡을 수 있나?
확인.
보고.
다음 판 잘하고. 야.
오케이. 깨져. 굿. 나이스.